Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome back to Tea and Tarot Tuesday. Hope you got your tea. We're going to get into the tea for you, Gemini gang. All right. For this energy for this week, we got some big energy coming up this week. So make sure you got your tea ready. And we're gonna pull the tarot for the divine feminine, masculine collective, and messages from spirit for the Gemini collective. We are on our all signs series. If you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Princess Leah. I am an intuitive artist and healer. I pull the highest frequencies from spirit so that we can utilize the tools of healing arts and performing arts to heal the heart of a woman and the soul of mankind. So usually on my channel, when I go live, especially for Tea and Tarot Tuesdays, you'll see me pulling through using the tools of tarot more so, obviously, but sometimes I also, as a artist, as a musician, and singer and dancer, I may channel once or twice. I've channeled through some dance moves, but I may also channel through music. Lyrics may come through. So all of it is a prophetic download. I also do tune into the frequencies using this heart chakra sound healing bowl, and so we're going to tune into that as well before we pull some tarot to see if there's any messages beforehand that Spirit wants us to know. And then at the end of every Tea and Tarot session, we pull our tea formations, which are some positive affirmations that come from the end of tea bags from beloved tea makers. I am also one of your beloved tea makers. I have my apothecary, my FemRems apothecary tea and tarot that I offer with my soul sessions. So when you book a one-on-one tea and tarot soul session, you receive a 1 ounce loose leaf handcrafted tea. My two main popular flavors are mango ginger yerba mate and berry mint chamomile. We have some seasonals. We also have some other ones that are always fun, but those are the main ones that you usually will receive. So if that is something that you're interested in booking with me, I do have some openings for the month of March, already starting next week. My information is in my description box. You can just email me at femrems811@gmail.com. You can also find me over my social media and message me there at Princess Leah 888 on Instagram or TikTok. So we have some fun energy happening this week for the collective, not just for Gemini, but every week as our all signs series rolls around, we've had some really fun, big energy that's been happening. So last week it was the first, it was Pisces' birthday and the first day of Pisces season for Taurus last week. The week before that was the full moon in Leo for Aries. This week we have the new moon in Pisces coming up on the 27th. So at the time of this reading, we are in the pre-shadows, and they can be pretty strong within the, those initial 2 to 3 days, and then they'll still also be very potent in those post-shadows about 3 days or so after. And so right now, with Pisces being in the final, zodiac sign, all of our 12th house is being activated. Wherever Pisces falls in your chart, whichever house that is being activated, of closing out. This is a new moon. Usually new moons are new cycles. However, this being the final sign of the zodiac, Pisces is also completing something. A cycle is completing something so that we can then move into our zodiac new year in Aries. So what is it that is completing for you, Gemini? That's what we're going to be looking at. Also, I'm hearing this is the kind of completion that goes with the saying, when one door closes, another one opens. Or what I like to say is when one door closes, a million windows open, which means that you may be feeling like there's a lot of endings happening in so many different aspects of your life. Perhaps it's through career job, um, career or jobs, relationships, friendships, maybe your house, you're moving into a new one, or your contract is up, your car. I'm just hearing a lot of different things. Gemini, you are the sign of the twins. You're an air sign. So, being in that duality space right now is probably really heavy for you in this new moon energy of Pisces, because you're really in your head, probably because Gemini is the mental, the air, and you're typically very active in your mental. So there's probably a lot of activity going through those dualities of one of the endings and the beginnings. So what I'm hearing for you, Gemini, you also may be experiencing things like, let's say, for instance, for example, and this is just an example, but if it resonates with you, great. If not, that's okay, but take it as it does. But kind of an example of, you got laid off at your job, but in the same day or same week, a new offer came in from somewhere out of the blue. Or let's say you thought you were going to get a certain income from, let's say, tax return, or from, um, you know, alimony or something like that, and it didn't come through. But instead you go into your mailbox and you see a check from something that you did weeks ago, months ago, that you forgot about. Or or you found a missing a check lost in the mail, and you're like, whoa, okay, cool, like, kind of thing, that finding that $5 in your in your pocket, kind of thing. So I'm hearing, again, going back to that, as one thing is ending, new beginnings are emerging. So this new moon in Pisces, for everyone really listening, whether you're Gemini, Sun, Moon, or Rising, or wherever it's in your chart, it's really about what seeds are being planted for your new beginning, for this new timeline we're stepping into. My daily divine message this morning was about this shift that was happening, occurring. So maybe you feel like that 222 portal that just occurred has really kind of shifted you. Maybe it kind of shook you up a little bit, and you felt like you were now you're kind of going through this void, or you feel like there was some big, ending, but then with that ending, it made space for something new to emerge, you know? So that's what we're going to get into more of the energy for this week for you, Gemini. And but first, let's see what kind of prophetic download Spirit might want to tell us about with this heart chakra. Um, and actually, hold on, Spirit just told me to cleanse um, the energy first. Okay, I'm just going to light some Palo Santo. I usually do it before I go live, but I forgot to do that. So sorry. I know I've been chatting for about 8 minutes and forgot to do it. But maybe that's that Gemini energy. Maybe you feel like you just kind of have been forgetting, you meant to do something and you forgot to do it. And because you forgot to do it, you, lost that opportunity. Or I don't want to say lost, but that opportunity, didn't come into fruition, or maybe something like that. Maybe you just feel like you were spending a lot of energy over here, and because you're spending energy over here, this got neglected, and now you have to kind of, not necessarily backpedal, but now you have to kind of like focus over here, right? So that's that duality, that feminine and masculine energy that we all carry within us, is what I'm hearing also for the Gemini twins, is allowing that introvert, extrovert, light, shadow, feminine, masculine, non-physical, physical energy to really be able to try to merge this week, so that you aren't feeling so drowned in one polarity. Okay. All right. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you for that. Beautiful. Okay. So We can now place our hand on our heart. And let's see what this heart chakra wants us to know. I'm hearing just the word stagnant. Maybe you feel like lost for words. Spirit is pretty quiet right now when it comes to this frequency, but I'm hearing this silence is coming from a place of stagnancy. Maybe you're feeling unsure which direction to go right now because of these polarities, because of this void that you're feeling like you're shifting through. Because you can feel that there's endings and then there's opportunities, but you're not sure because of the endings that just occurred, and you're trying to feel through those griefs while also moving through acceptance and receiving the incoming blessings that are replacing what was released. I just felt that in my heart. So Gemini, maybe you have strong Pisces placements or Pisces sun, moon, rising, or maybe you're a Gemini sun, moon, rising and have Pisces placements, but I'm just hearing that the stagnancy that you may be feeling in may be coming from I'm hearing a dismantling of trust, whether that's trust in yourself, trust in divine timing, blessings, divine plan, because you are in this void in between the polarities. Maybe you're used to the extremes, hot or cold, and Spirit is having you sit in the lukewarm. I'm about to sneeze. Thank you. Blesses. So I'm hearing, Gemini, you are sitting in this lukewarm space between hot and cold because there are blessings on its way to you. Okay? All you have to do is just trust. Trust in this void right now. As easy as it is to say, but not so much to do. Spirit is saying it's okay to be in the gray area. It's okay to be in the gray area. And when I was splitting the deck to clear the energy out for the feminine deck, I saw at the bottom the Tower, which a lot of Tower energy has been coming through, not just in my own readings but in others too. So just right now, because we're coming towards this, closing out of cycles, closing out of this zodiac wheel calendar, maybe just again it feels like things are crumbling and it's causing distress, but really what it's doing is it's enlightening and it's awakening you to your soul's purpose, to what you're really supposed to be doing. That's why we're in this 222, this 222 portal was about aligning you to your soul's purpose, I'm hearing Eckhart Tolle, a new earth, awakening to your soul's purpose. So Gemini, feminine energy here. Let's see what's going on with your heart space. Right down the middle, you have the Ten of Swords in the World. Look at that. That is completion on all ends. Ten of Swords. This is her surrendering. You see, she's on her back with a rose of surrendering to the end of this old world, of this old cycle. Thank you. That's so perfect. You know, maybe you have one of the fixed signs in your chart, Aquarius, Taurus, Leo, Scorpio. But you're coming to a completion, coming to an ending of what I'm hearing is deceit, despair, of mental blockages, limitations. Divine Feminine. Whether you are tuning in as a Divine Feminine, tuning in for a Divine Feminine, we all carry Divine Feminine energy within us. That's the non-physical. So right now, up in the ethers, up in the emotional state, up in your sensual state as well, in the non-physical and the creative feminine, Gemini, you are healing through some heartbreak, some heartache, past relationships. Again, maybe you are dealing with the ending of relationships recently. Maybe you are still healing from relationships that have ended. Third party. I'm hearing third party karmic ties that are also coming to a close, that have really, again, put you in that 10 of Pentacles or 10 of Swords, where you're just like, I surrender. You know what? I lay down. I'm just hearing, what's that song? I will go down with this ship. I will put my hands up and surrender. There will be no white flag across my door. I'm in love and always will be. So, Divine Feminine, you are trying to juggle, balance, harmonize this heartbreak. You're trying to come into balance and stability. You're trying to figure out how you can utilize and see past this pain, how you can turn it into something of harmony. You're trying to still, I'm also hearing you're still trying to perform even with this heartbreak. You're still trying to put on a good face, a good performance, even with this heartbreak. Yeah, but look at this. Honk for confirmation. But you are very much in your head. I'm hearing during the day, you may be putting on this juggling act, right? You got the two of Pentacles. You like, I got the duality. Let me just put I think of the theater, the thespian emoji. I can't think of the actual word, where it's like the smile and the frown masks. It's like, all right, during the day, let me put my smiling face on, and then at night I am just weeping. And if that's the case, I send my love so hard to you, Gemini. These readings have been very, very heavy lately. But look, underneath that, you know, this is definitely around some romance. Maybe you're feeling really anxious from the heartache. You've been having anxiety. This could be a romantic breakup, but this could also be like not just third party as in another person that maybe was not particularly welcomed in that relationship. I'm not, that could be for some, but it could also be, third party as in a family member, like a parent that didn't want this relationship or had their nose stuck in it and had to put their opinions on it. It could be jobs, sometimes your mistresses are your projects, or maybe your partners or ex-spouses, what was coming in between the two of you was not necessarily another person, but just workaholism, overworking, not prioritizing the relationship, and you felt like you were just like juggling. You felt like you were just yeah, maybe you had a lot of lonely nights sleeping alone. This is really touching to a very, very small, specific collective, but this is definitely something I feel like is so unfortunately common that we feel as feminines. But it's interesting because I'm being drawn to my shirt that says I am, and it's all these I am affirmations. And I have this divine feminine meditation on right now. It's light. I meant to turn it up, but it has these I am affirmations to read, and it has a little bit of subliminal. So this frequency that's coming into through this meditation music is also to help uplift and heal through this wounded heart that you are going through, Gemini. So maybe that is something that you can do to help you with balancing this heartbreak and this heartache. And if it's not with a person or a partner, this could be from a job. If you felt like your heart, you were late, maybe you were released from your favorite job, you really enjoyed it, you really felt good about it, and then they said you gotta go. Or maybe it was a house that you really loved, but the landlord sold it to someone. I'm just making up scenarios here. Take it as resonates, or just things like that, right? Maybe your car gotten totaled and now you have to release and part from it because of a third-party accident or something, right? It could also be karmic ties, generational ties, past life wounds that are coming to the surface to complete, is what I'm also hearing for you, Gemini, feminine. And maybe that's what's keeping you up at night. And because you feel like you're in this juggling, you're in this void in between state, this stagnancy, that you're like very anxious about it, but you're trying to juggle it all. You're trying to make it all work. You're trying to seem as though you've got it all handled and together, but really you're very, very anxious. And it could be something over something that you are, very passionate, emotionally devoted and invested in, and whatever it is, if it's romantic or not. But I really feel for you, Gemini, feminine, for sure. I really do. Take this if this resonates for you, and just give yourself some deep I am affirmations right now. That's what's really coming through from Spirit, is to say, take this week and really take the new moon to reflect on the things that have been ready to complete, the doors that have been needing to close, that are now being released from your life so that new seeds can be planted, right? If you know about gardening, you have to weed out the plants that are choking out the plants that you want, the flowers that you want, the fruits that you want to grow. You have to pull out those weeds so it can make space for all of the fruits to flourish. And sometimes that can be really uncomfortable, right? Maybe there is a plant, metaphorically speaking, of like outgrowing a pot. Maybe you're outgrowing your life right now because you're shifting into a higher timeline. But that 9 and 10 of swords energy, because with that world card, you are closing out an entire old world. That's why the new earth was coming into my head. Awakening to your life's purpose, because you're expanding into a brand new timeline, and some things and people and places cannot come with you in this new timeline because their frequency is too dense. It'll pull you down. They can't even match your frequency that you're moving into. But you have to surrender those weeds, right? You have to allow yourself to be replanted into a bigger pot, right? And then allow yourself to integrate into that pot, which means the roots have to resoil, or the roots have to reconnect into the soil. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so that pot plant analogy might make sense for some of you, Gemini. But that's what I'm hearing is what is going through right now. And it can be very painful in the heart because your heart is awakening and activating and transcending so many wounds. So I'm sending you so much light and love. Give yourself grace, space. Give yourself time to process it all. You know, if you need to get into the water, if you set your intentions for the new moon in Pisces, it's a water sign, Gemini. So you can write it and then put it in a, you know, sometimes the new intentions that I like to set, if it's in a water sign, I'll put it in a little bottle of water, like a wine bottle or a water bottle, and just set the letter of intentions in that water bottle and just let it be there, right? Let it just marinate in that water. You don't have to do anything else about it. Just let it sit there, right? That kind of helps transmute it and cleanse it and clear it and purify it. Pisces is very, very wise. So utilize this space and time as your mental might be in this stagnation to really connect with your spiritual team. Okay. What about you, Gemini masculine? How are you feeling? Let's see where your heart's at. We have the 7 of Wands and the 9 of Cups. 7 of Wands and the 9 of Cups. So you're definitely standing up for something very, very important to you. Something that is very, very emotionally fulfilling for you. You're standing up against a lot of outside influences. I'm hearing outside distractions and opinions, Gemini masculine, because you have something that is worth fighting for, is what I'm hearing. Really beautiful. Something that is worth fighting for. So let's see here. And I know my shuffling can be a little loud, and I have to use this little right in this little board, just because when I shuffle it picks up, like I already picked up some of the yoga mat. Shout outs to 5 and below yoga mats. They're the best. But look at you, divine masculine. Gemini, you have this beautiful Ace of Pentacles, a beautiful divine opportunity that is on its way, that's here. This is the strongest energy for this week. Okay, so something around this full new moon, not to mention, let's just keep on talking astrology here for a minute. We're also in the pre-shadows of Venus retrograde. Venus is going to go retrograde on March 1st. So we're in the pre-shadows of the new moon in Pisces and the Venus retrograde. And anytime there is a retrograde, that is of reevaluation. All the REs: rest, restore, recover, rethink, reconsider, reconcile, all those things. And Venus is the planet of love, okay? Of abundance and all things beautiful. So as we are going through the ending of these outdated old cycles, we are also coming into this space of needing to really reflect on how we are showing up in our relationships, in that frequency of abundance, because we are source energy, right? And source energy is abundance, right? And so how are we trusting in that? How are we showing up as that? How are we receiving that and offering that in our relationships, in our career, in our finances, right? So that's something to think about too. It's a big week. Mars just went direct. I'm sure you may have heard about it, but if you didn't, Mars went direct in Cancer just a couple days ago on the 23rd. So that Mars in retrograde in Cancer for the last, couple of months has been heavy. And then for it to be back in this direct, there's like this forward movement, but we're still in that Cancer water intuitive emotional state. So you are being really driven by your emotions, your intuition. You're being really driven by your feelings right now, Gemini. Just remember that, okay? Um, and so look at this with this Ace of Pentacles, you're being driven by your feelings and your emotions. But this week, Spirit is saying that there is something that is really beautifully, divinely on its way here. There are abundance that you are inheriting, is what I'm hearing. But we have this 10 of swords at the bottom of the deck for you, masculine, to match what was at the heart space for the feminine. So if you're cross-watching for divine feminine or masculine, however this resonates, remember to also see it within yourself first, as well as within the external. But I'm seeing this 10 of swords. You see how this 10 of swords is much different than her 10 of swords. And I'm using him pronouns for masculine, she, her for feminine for the sake of ease. But disclaimer, energy is non-gender. Okay, so take that as well. Okay, but you see how he's like face down, like he's done. This is like the masculine Gemini being like, I'm done. Like what you don't see is like, thank you for this new opportunity. This is the same exact energy of the completions and the beginnings. So I'm hearing is that as a new door opens, another one closes. And you're like, I'm over it. I'm out. I'm done. I'm dead. Like ending this cycle of things that are no longer serving you. This could be of codependency. This could be of, look, I can't even make this up. This is the exact same thing that the feminine had, the 10 of swords and the world card. So I'm literally hearing like you are done with this old world. You are ready for this fresh new beginning. That's why this is the strongest energy out here. But this is the energy that you don't see. What you don't see this week is like you're really like the reason why you're so gung-ho about whatever this new opportunity. This could be a new job. This could be a new business plan. This could be a new project. I'm just hearing a new, like something that, and this could, there's this little altar kind of thing. So that could be of some sort of like wedding or some sort of thing. So maybe you feel like a new investment in, like you're ready, you feel more ready to invest in a relationship, I'm hearing for some of you Gemini, but that's because you're so done with an old timeline. You may also have fixed energy in your fixed signs in your chart, Gemini masculine. But I'm hearing, because these are mirroring each other in a lot of ways, that this could be just for your own specific self, as your feminine non-physical and your masculine physical, bringing it into fruition, right? Because the 7 of swords underneath that, you're really trying to, this is very much like, I'm over this. I'm ready to like escape this circus. I'm just hearing escape the shit show. Like 3355 on the clock for angel numbers, for those it may have a significant meaning for. You're like, I'm ready to leave this party. Like the booze is gone, I'm done. Like the music is whack, I'm out. Like, you know what I mean? Everyone's asleep, I'm going to bed. Like that's what I'm feeling, this energy for like your world right now. You're like, I'm just done with this old, outdated versions of myself that are no longer serving me. I just saw someone smoking a cigarette, being like, I don't want to smoke these cigarettes anymore. Like, why am I doing this still? I've been trying to like quit for like 7 years. I just heard, I've been trying, like, why am I even here hanging out with these fools anymore? Why am I still out here, drinking like this when I know this is not who I am? So that's because there's something incoming for you. Something that may have taken a while, but again, it goes back to that pentacle masculine. Something that has taken a while. Slowest knight in the deck, the Knight of Pentacles, but is the most loyal Okay, it's the most stable. That's what's coming when you release this outdated version of who you used to be. It no longer resonates with you, but it's really causing you to reflect judgment because you're transforming. You're transforming. Ace of Wands, Spirit is clearing the energy all out of the way for you. Maybe you need to light some Palo Santo, some sage, some incense to just clear your energy. I just heard evil eye protection from maybe old, outdated people that don't want you to change. You just need to like sneak away. Like maybe you're just like slowly like ghosting people. Like when they're like, oh, I don't see you. I haven't seen you in forever. I haven't talked to you in forever. And you're just like, because you're intentionally just like trying to get away, right? with your air sign self, Gemini, you're like, I'm just gonna like Irish goodbye and just sneak out the back door, right? Like that's how I feel like with that seven of swords energy. Yeah, because there's some heavy burdens that are coming to an end that you are ready to release. You're at the end of a cycle of a heavy, burdensome cycle. Is what I'm hearing, Gemini. It's ready. It's time for you to lay these down. Okay, you've been holding on to too many responsibilities. I'm hearing. I always think of the single parents when I see the Ten of Wands carrying so many burdens, responsibilities. Maybe you're a business owner and you just have a lot of responsibilities in your business, especially now with tax season due. King of Wands underneath that. Okay, this is all teaching you how to be a leader. This is all teaching you how to set an example, be the example. I just heard be the change you wish to see. Okay, so I hope that is helpful for you, masculine. Let's just tap into what the collective, even though a lot of this has been mirroring work, but it does also make sense. I'm not surprised with Gemini as the twins that the feminine masculine energy would be showing up so identical. So, maybe you are, you consider yourself a twin flame if you resonate with that term. But if that's the case, you're definitely having some heavy mirroring, regardless of the name. There's a lot of heavy mirroring between you and an external counterpart if you are tuning in for an external counterpart. A lot of heavy mirroring of completing cycles to begin new cycles, coming through an old, outdated world, versions, timelines, okay? So this collective here, we have the King of Swords splitting in the heart space and the Page of Swords. So a lot of swords here. You have a decision that you're really trying to like figure out. There's a decision on your heart that you're really trying to figure out. I'm hearing to move forward. Should I stay? Should I go? How should I move forward? There's that stagnancy that we were feeling during the prophetic download of the heart chakra, because you have come through so many endings. You're at the end right before the beginning. Yeah. So you have the Five of Wands and the Page of Swords with the Eight of Pentacles here at the bottom of the deck. So there's definitely some watchful eyes. Maybe you're watching your counterpart. Maybe you're watching what their next move will be. Maybe they're watching what your next move will be. Maybe you are intuitively recognizing the work that is being done between the two of you. But I'm also hearing that there's like this like mirrored competition, almost like because you are in so much of the same like parallel lives right now, you're mirroring each other. As you move, they move. When they move, you move. And it's like this almost competition in the sense of like, are you moving enough? Are they moving enough? Are you doing what you need to do? Are they doing what they need to do? Kind of thing. But I'm also hearing other people are watching you too of your move. I'm hearing, if it's not about an external counterpart, Gemini, other people are trying to, what's the word? It's kind of like that Seven of Wands energy, but the Five of Wands is more of like this competition. It can be considered as like friendly competition, you know, so maybe there are just like some like people in your life that you're trying to work your like your that you see as, I'm almost hearing it almost as mentorship with that Page of Swords, like you're trying to watch them and learn from them, and then you're trying to work to be like them with that Eight of Pentacles energy. It doesn't feel like anything like bad. It feels like almost like you are really keeping a watchful eye on on a mentor or a boss, or maybe you just really are kind of you like to have friendly competition with like your workmates, coworkers, just so that you can kind of better yourself. But you're kind of watching other people on how they do it, how they're building their pentacles, how they are building their business, how they are working through their own problems, so that you can know how to best take that next step for yourself, is what I'm hearing. And maybe other people are doing that for you too. But yeah, the Six of Cups underneath, the Eight of Pentacles. So there's also something that, again, this could also be like childhood. You know, since you were a child, you kind of used to always like just, I'm just seeing like these kids like wrestling, you know, you used to always just like wrestle with your friends. Maybe you used to just always like to just play, you know, friendly competitive games. I'm here seeing like, you know, like sports and things like that, just for the fun of it. And I'm hearing, Gemini, if that is something that you liked to do as a child with this Page energy, with the Six of Cups energy, you're maybe reminiscing on how much fun that was, and that might be something that could be a good addition back into your life, to help with like raising your vibrations, especially with all this like energy of like releasing so much old toxic energy, right? That maybe just getting back into your inner child fun, you know, playfulness, and you know, allow that kind of past nostalgia inspire you. I'm even hearing for someone, bring that into your workplace so that you can kind of build a fun atmosphere again. So that might be for some, that may resonate for a few, but that's definitely what I'm hearing. So I hope that makes sense, Gemini. Oop. All right, these are some cards I wanted to come through. We have the Six of Crystals, Five of Cups, and the Two of Wands reversed. All right, the heart space here, we have the Universe and the Moon. So yeah, there's that new moon in Pisces energy I'm hearing, that's more intuitive, trusting, but this is like a full moon too. So maybe even the full moon in Leo recently really activated. The Universe is another world card here in the Akashic Star Child Tarot. So this world card and the moon, the universe is really pushing you to listen to your intuition, to really follow your emotions and allow it to guide you into this new energy. Okay, sorry, I had to make sure I didn't just get that all messed up. But with the Six of Crystals, the Five of Cups, and the Two of Wands reversed, it's like your intuition is maybe you're feeling out of balance with your intuition. Maybe you're feeling like, yeah, you're having a hard time listening to your intuition because your emotions are so scattered and stagnant. Maybe there's some imbalance in reciprocity you're feeling. Maybe you're learning where you have been not either giving or receiving This could be in a relationship or in your work or in a friendship. But this could also just be showing up in the world. Maybe you're not giving as much of yourself or receiving the blessings from universe as much because you're afraid to really listen to those emotions and intuitions because they're so heavy right now. It's understandable, why you would want to go to those things, like when I was visioning someone smoking a cigarette or drinking and stuff like that, why you'd want to go to those numbing, toxic third parties because of how painful it is to end old outdated cycles, to go through death portals into new beginnings. That part can be very uncomfortable. But this Five of Cups is definitely about grief too. And so this reverse, I'm actually hearing it as like you're coming out of that grief. You are, even though it is so heavy, your emotions are so heavy, and this new moon energy may bring it into much more depths of heaviness with the Mars in Cancer, with the Venus retrograde. And it's really making you reflect and heal through the grief of all that is coming, all of the pain that you have been feeling, all that's coming to an end that you're releasing, of the new world that you're coming into. I'm also hearing like try your best to focus on the abundance that's here. That's what's going to help you shift through this grieving process right now. Everything that changes, there is loss in change, because what once was is no longer, and that requires grieving who you once were. You're grieving who you once were, right? You're letting your ego die, and you have to allow space and grace for you to heal through that and accept it as a uncomfortable experience, but you're moving through that. I'm hearing you're coming into acceptance of it, Gemini. Really beautiful. The Two of Wands reverse, trust your intuition. You have a choice, you have to make it, but you just right now, because you're in this ending of the old, beginning of the new, you're literally the in-between void of the end and the beginning. You're like right here, that gray area. And you may be feeling that this week, but I'm hearing just really let the new moon in Pisces speak to you so intuitively. Trust it. Trust your intuition, as scary as it might be. Yeah, look, the Seven of Wands underneath that and the Three of Wands underneath that. Trust your intuition. Stand up for what you know is right, is your truth, because that's leading to a brand new path. It will open the path for you, is what I'm hearing. Yeah. All that you're hoping, that you're having a hard time releasing, but what it is that you're wanting is going to come back to you 10 times better and grander when you just let it go for a moment. The Five of Pentacles underneath all that. Let it go. Surrender it to divine. It's like the boomerang effect. It will come back. What's that saying they used to always say about like, breakups and stuff? Like, if you love something, let it go. And if it comes back, then you'll know. That's what I'm hearing with this energy right now, with that moon, with the Seven of Wands and the Three of Wands. That's what I'm hearing with this Five of Cups, Two of Wands reverse. It was not, there's something that needs to stabilize, something that needs to balance out. The Six of Crystals is like the Justice card in Major Arcana. It's like there's a balance that needs to make itself out. Going back to this Two of Pentacles I'm looking at. So, but you know what's right for you, Gemini. You know what's true. You know what your body needs. You know what your heart needs. Okay? So trust in that. Because what is meant for you is waiting for you. Beautiful. Thank you, Spirit. What is meant for you is waiting for you. On the other side of that portal. You just got to get through this void right now. You're literally, the ending has already happened. Now you're just in that void for the new beginning to take its place, okay? Because Spirit has something really, don't forget that Spirit has something very divine for you, okay? Don't forget, Gemini. Really beautiful. So let's pull some T formations. Let's see what Spirit wants to say for you tonight. So when I pull these T formations, I read them. I read these little positive things at the bottom of that, that are in these tea bags. And then I place them where they seem the best fit here on the cards as an extra confirmation, affirmation, tea formation. So, your greatest strength is love, Gemini. You are the lovers, remember, okay? You are the twins. You are the lovers, okay? Your greatest strength is love. So don't forget that. I'm going to actually put that on this Three of Swords right here. Remember, Divine Feminine, when you bleed rainbows. That's how divine you are, okay? Your greatest strength is love. Friendship is a sheltering tree. Seek your friends right now is what I'm hearing. Yeah. Okay, that goes back to this Five of Wands, Page of Swords. Just going back, that Six of Cups, going back and just having some friendly play time, friendly competition, playing, some little games or sports, or going to the arcade or something like that, that kind of brings up like your inner child feelings of happiness, of nostalgia, of excitement, because that's what's going to shelter you through this void. Your actions prove your greatness. So believe that the actions that you're taking are leading you exactly where you're meant to be. I'm going to put that on the Two of Wands. I'm hearing the choice is yours, but you can't get it wrong. Why? Because Abraham Hicks says because you'll never get it done. And you'll never get it done because you're always unfolding with the universe, because you are source energy. So the choice is yours and you can't get it wrong. Okay? Trust is the question. Love is the solution. Look at that. Your greatest strength is love. Love is the solution. All you need is love. Love. Love is all you need. The difference between a flower and a weed is a judgment. This goes back to that plant analogy we were talking about for all my green thumb Geminis. Sometimes you have to just pull the weeds out to make space for your fruit to flourish. Sometimes you have to repot. Sometimes you have to really rethink, reevaluate, right? Retrograde season, to really see, is what I'm pulling out actually a weed? Is what I'm trying to keep here actually a flower? I love this quote because it takes me back to the analogy when you really do want to rethink that. What is it that I'm cropping out? Is that actually a weed? What is it that I'm actually like holding on to so tightly? Is that actually a flower? When you look at a dandelion versus a rose, the rose is considered the most beautiful sacred flower, right? but it has its thorns, right? Every rose has its thorns. But roses with their thorns choke out every single thing around them. That's why you can't plant them in the same pot with anybody else. However, they considered a dandelion a weed because it grows so fast, yet all of the properties of a dandelion, from the stem to the root to the flower to the seeds, are all beneficial for your health, for your skin, for your solar plexus, for your sacral, for your urinary tract, for all of your body. And on top of that, they procreate because when they get old and fluffy, you make a wish and then they replant into 1,000 more plants or flowers. So, which one is considered the rose or the flower versus the weed? The only difference is the judgment. Love it. Love it. So I'm going to actually put this on the 10 of Swords because right now this ending might feel like it's so terrible. But really, maybe it's exactly what's needed to close out so that you can make room for this all nourishing and nutritional, abundant opportunity and offering that Spirit has for you, that Divine has for you. Oh, look at this. We have a double confirmation. I'm not even kidding you. The very next one. The difference between a flower and a weed is a judgment. Spirit needs you to hear this twice for you, double twin Gemini. You heard it with one ear, now you get to hear it with the other. The feminine and the masculine is para ti. I'm going to actually put that on the 3 of Swords for the feminine. That's what I'm feeling. Bring me the sunset in a cup. In a cup. I just noticed, actually, look, I just noticed in this Ace of Pentacles, there's this rose garden. Maybe you have some rose garden memories. Maybe you have, that's a significant thing for you. Maybe you have one in your yard, in your backyard. I don't know, in the park. I don't know. But bring me a sunset in a cup. Bring me a sunset in a cup. I'm hearing that's actually what you are saying, Gemini. You're like, come on, Spirit. Can you just bring me, like, hand me a sunset in a cup? Like, I just need something that I can drink right now. I just need something that I can touch and taste and see and smell. And I'm hearing that for the 5 of Cups right here. I just need something that's soothing for all of this right now. Okay, can you just bring me something like the sunset? Can you heal my wounds? Can you heal this grief? Can you just get me to this space of acceptance so I can stop feeling this pain, is what I'm hearing. Maybe that's why you feel like you have been drinking a lot. I just heard for someone, right? Because you're really looking for that warmth, like a sunset, that comfort, like the sunset, like, you know? So it's coming. It's coming. Final T formation for you, Gemini. The plants have enough spirit to transform your limited vision. Okay, I'm thinking somebody's gonna have to get some plants coming up soon. Okay, we starting to get warm out. Maybe you need to start getting some some seeds to start planting. Maybe you need a garden this year. That'll give you something to do with your hands, something to nurture, something to grow. And it also has so much wisdom when you are a plant mom or dad because you really have to learn to trust in their growth and their own independence, but you still have to nurture and water it and give it love and light and know when it's warm enough to keep them out and cold enough to bring them in, and when they've had too much water, but trust that they're growing even if you can't see nothing, right? That's where all the wisdom lies when you are watching a plant, okay? Enough spirit to transform. Plants have enough spirit to transform our limited vision. I feel like I want to put that on the moon. Be like a plant with this moon energy and transform your limited vision of what you cannot see with your two eyes and tap into that emotional eye, your soul eye. I'm hearing your third eye, your heart's eye, your solar plexus eye. Tap into your energy, your soul wisdom. You know exactly what you need to do, beautiful Gemini. This new moon may be a doozy, but it's all serving for your greatest and highest good. It's all bringing up to surface things that are necessary for you to pluck out, for you to reevaluate in your heart space, in your home space, in your relationship space, in your career space, in your financial space, so that you can truly come into what is that is um, graciously being handed to you. You deserve abundance, stability. You deserve to live a life of prosperity, not because of anything that you did, but because of your greatest strength that you are, which is love, but because of who you are, not because of what you've done. Okay? I hope that helps. I hope this made sense. I hope this gives you some softness, some empowerment, some inspiration, and I hope it also gives you a safe space to really reflect and go within and to heal. I know it's been hard. I can feel it, Gemini, but you have been so resilient and so strong that words can't do it justice how proud Spirit is of you. And that's why Spirit has something so beautiful in store. So as the doors are closing, as it may feel like all the doors are closing in your face this week, or maybe it already has, just remember that another door is opening. Another million windows are opening. Opportunities are divinely orchestrated for you. So keep looking at where the opportunities are instead of where they have been taken. Okay? I love you so much. And if you would like to book a personal reading with me, a Tea and Tarot Soul Session to help you navigate a little bit more into your own personal life, you can absolutely do so. You can reach out to me. I have some openings for this. I do have some openings this week, a couple, but also in March as well. If you would like to look at what energies you can, how this week can help you for this energies for March. My information is my description box. You will receive a 1 ounce loose leaf handcrafted tea from my FemRems apothecary with a Tea and Tarot Soul Session. So just email my FemRems811@gmail.com, or you can find me on my social media and just message me there on Instagram or TikTok, Princess Leah 888. And until next time, my beautiful beloveds, you're so bright. I love you. I'm so proud of you. And I can't wait to see you again. Tomorrow I'm going to do the recap for my daily divine message in the morning so that you can see the cards directly. Maybe it'll give you some more messages, okay? Until then, peace and love. Namaste. Bye.